A ship was sailing across the Atlantic with no one on it. Its sails were partly raised, its cargo was still below deck. Food, water, and personal belongings were still there, but the small boat was missing, and all 10 people who had left New York on the ship were gone. The ship was the Mary Celeste. On November 7, 1872, the Mary Celeste left New York for Genoa, Italy. Captain Benjamin Briggs was in command. His wife Sarah and their 2-year-old daughter Sophia were with him. 7 crewmen were also on board. Below deck, the ship carried 1,701 barrels of industrial alcohol. The last entry on the ship's log slate was made on November 25th, near Santa Maria in the Azores. After that, the record stopped. In early December, the crew of another ship, the Dei Gratia, saw the Mary Celeste moving strangely. They called out, but no one answered. 2 sailors went aboard to take a closer look. The ship was empty. It was not in perfect condition. Some sails and rigging were damaged. Cargo hatches were open, water had entered the ship, and one of its pumps was partly taken apart. But the Mary Celeste was not sinking. A small salvage crew later sailed it safely to Gibraltar. The missing boat was the strongest clue. The ship's papers and Captain Briggs's navigation tools were also gone. That suggests the people on board left the ship on purpose. Their belongings mostly stayed behind, and the boarding sailors found no clear signs of violence. A court in Gibraltar looked into the case. The Attorney General suspected foul play, but no murder, mutiny, piracy, or fraud was ever proved. Captain Briggs, his family, and the crew were never seen again. Over time, people added wild stories to the mystery. Newspapers printed rumors. Later writers added sea monsters, secret plots, and violent crews. Arthur Conan Doyle even wrote a fictional survivor story. Parts of that story were later repeated as if they were true. So what may have happened? One modern theory starts with several smaller problems. The Mary Celeste had faced rough weather. A faulty clock may have left Captain Briggs unsure of the ship's exact position. Coal dust and repair debris may also have blocked the pumps. If the pumps were not working, Briggs may not have known how much water was inside the ship. Then he finally saw land. Santa Maria. He may have believed the ship was in more danger than it really was. With land in sight, moving everyone into the small boat could have seemed like the safer choice. Perhaps the boat stayed tied to the ship for a short time. Perhaps the line broke in rough water. That is possible, but it has never been proved. Here is what we know. The 10 people most likely left the Mary Celeste in its small boat. The ship kept sailing and was found days later. What forced them to leave, what happened to the boat, and where they ended up are still unknown. No confirmed trace of the missing group has ever been found. The Mary Celeste is not a story about a ship that vanished. It is a story about a ship that came back without its people. That is why the mystery is still with us. Thanks for watching. If you enjoyed this story, please like and subscribe for more mysteries and true stories.